Dear, dear students, today we will start with the second chapter in second PSC accounting, that is accounting for partnership firm, basic concepts. So in this chapter you have to study about the meaning of partnership, features of partnership, what do you mean by partnership deed, what are the contents of the partnership deed, what are the rules to be followed in the absence of partnership agreement, what are the methods of maintaining partners accounts, fixed capital method, fluctuating capital method, and how to prepare the profit and loss appropriation account, and how to calculate interest on drawings. These are the topics we have to cover in this chapter. Now, first I want to tell you that this chapter contains only some basic concepts. You do not have the final accounts of the partnership firm, like trading account, profit and loss account, profit and loss appropriation account, and balance sheet. This complete final account of partnership firm we will not study in this chapter. We will study only one part of the final account, that is preparation of profit and loss appropriation account for 6 months. Totally you will get one mark question, one 2 mark question, one 6 mark question. Totally you will get only 9 mark question. There is no 12 mark problem from this chapter. Sometimes if you get the practical question, then you will get 14 marks questions. Let's start with the basic concepts of the partnership firm. First we will take the partnership firm. What do you mean by partnership? You studied in the first PUC business studies that there are different forms of business organization: sole proprietorship, partnership firm, joint stock company, cooperative society, public sector organizations, private sector organizations. So many types of business organizations were there. Among them, one of the important form of business organization is partnership. What do you mean by partnership? What is the meaning and definition of the partnership here? You studied the sole proprietorship. In sole proprietorship, there is only one man. One man will carry on the business. Whatever the profits comes, losses comes, he will take the profits and losses. He will carry on the business. And when the single person dies, then the business will be closed. But in case of partnership firm, see, the name itself is partnership. For carrying on the partnership business, there must be a minimum of 2 persons. Minimum of 2 persons. Okay, let's start with the meaning of partnership. Partnership firm is a business of 2 or more persons. These 2 or more persons will carry on the business. They share profits and losses, and the business is carried on by all partners or any of them acting for all. Partnership is an association of 2 or more persons. These 2 or more persons will invest capital in the business. They will carry on the business. They will share profits and losses of the business, and the business can be carried on by all the partners or any of them acting for all. Let's know the definition of the partnership firm. According to Section 4 of the Indian Partnership Act of 1932. Keep in mind, all the terms and conditions of partnership accounts is contained in Indian Partnership Act of 1932. How to carry on the business, how to start the business, how to dissolve the business, what is the procedure when there is a retirement of a partner, what is the rule when there is admission of all the terms and conditions of the partnerships will be contained in Indian Partnership Act of 1932. Section 4 of the Indian Partnership Act of 1932 defines partnership as the relation between persons who have agreed to share the profits of a business carried on by all or any of them acting for all. That means partnership is an association of two or more persons. They will carry on the business, they will establish the business, they will invest capital in the business, they will run the business. Whatever profits or losses comes from the business, they will share profits and losses, and the business can be carried on by all the partners. If there are three partners can carry on the business, or any of them acting for all, or some of the partners can carry on the business on behalf of all the partners. Okay, just you have to keep in mind that partnership business is an association of two or more persons who invest capital, who share profits and losses, and business can be carried on by all partners or any of them acting for all. Let's go to the features of partnership firm. There are so many features of partnership firm, but in this chapter we have taken only few features because you will get only 2 marks question from this. You studied the entire partnership business in case of first PUC business studies, but here we will study in brief. Just you need 2 features of partnership firm for 2 marks, but we will take some of the important features of the partnership is 2 or more persons. Partnership business is started by 2 or more persons. A single person cannot start partnership business. If a single person start business, then it can be called as sole proprietorship. For the purpose of forming, for the purpose of establishing a partnership business, there must be 2 or more persons. Minimum number of members is 2. To carry on partnership business, there must be a minimum of 2 members. 2 or more members can carry on the partnership business. Second, agreement. Partnership business is created by agreement. If you want to start a partnership business, then the partners must make an agreement first. So, partnership business is started or created by making an agreement among the partners. Third, business. Why the partnership business is started? Why partnership is started? Partnership is started to carry on some business. The business may be legal and lawful, and it should not be opposed to public policy. So, the business partnership is started for carrying on some business. Sharing of profits and losses. Partnership business is a profit-oriented business. Why the business is started? For the purpose of earning profit. And whatever profit comes, that profit will be shared by all the partners according to their profit sharing ratio written in the agreement. So, when they make an agreement, they will write what is the share of profit each partner has to get. So, according to that share, according to that ratio, the profits will be divided among partners. Okay. So, these are the few features of a partnership business. One is partnership business started by 2 or more persons. Partnership business is created by an agreement among the partners. Partnership business is started for doing some legal and lawful business. Partnership business is started for earning profit and sharing of profit among all the partners. Now, you have one more topic in this chapter is partnership deed. What do you mean by partnership deed? What are the contents of the partnership deed? As I told you, there must be an agreement among the partners. Partnership business is created by an agreement. In that agreement, the terms and conditions will be written. So, partnership deed is a document which contains the terms and conditions of partnership agreement. Whatever the terms and conditions written in the partnership agreement, if that partnership agreement will become a document. If the terms and conditions will be written in a partnership agreement, that partnership agreement will become a document. That document is called partnership deed. Okay. Partnership deed is a document which contains terms and conditions of partnership agreement, and it should be stamped according to Stamp Act, and it should be signed by all the partners. That document is called as a partnership deed. What is said about partnership deed? A document which contains terms and conditions of partnership agreement. It must be stamped and it must be signed by all the partners. What are the terms and conditions included in the partnership agreement? The terms and conditions included in the partnership agreement are called contents of partnership deed. Okay, let's know some of the contents of partnership deed. What is there in the partnership agreement? Name and address of the firm, name and addresses of all the partners, capital contributed by each partner to the firm, drawings if any made by each partner from the firm, interest on capital provided by the firm to the partner, interest on drawing provided by the partner to the firm, interest on loan provided by the firm to the partner. What is the method of settlement of accounts when there is a dispute among partners? What is the method of settlement of accounts at the time of dissolution of the partnership firm? What is the method of doing the accounts at the time of admission, retirement and death of a partner? These are all the few contents of the partnership deed. You must keep in mind at least 4 contents of the partnership deed which are very important. One is name and address of the firm, name and addresses of all the partners, interest on capital allowed to the partners, interest on drawing made by partner to the firm, method of settlement of partners account at the time of dissolution of firm, method of doing accounts at the time of admission, retirement and death of a partner. You just keep in mind, out of the so many contents of the partnership deed, keep in mind at least 4 contents from the examination point of view. Now, you have one more question. Suppose there is no partnership deed. When there is no partnership deed, then what are the provisions you have to follow? When there is no partnership deed, partners must follow the provisions of the Indian Partnership Act of 1932. If there is no rule in the partnership deed, if you have not written the profit sharing ratio in the partnership deed, then you have to follow the rule of the Indian Partnership Act of 1932. You have not written the rate of interest on partners' capital in the partnership deed, then you have to follow the rate of interest, then you have to follow the rule contained in the Indian Partnership Act of 1932. You will get one 5-mark question, practical question regarding what are the rules to be followed in the absence of partnership deed in the following cases. First one, profit sharing ratio. What is the general rule for profit sharing ratio? Profits or losses must be shared among partners according to the profit sharing ratio written in the agreement. Suppose if there is no agreement, then at that time the profits and losses will be shared among partners equally according to Indian Partnership Act of 1932. Okay, what you have to say? There is no agreement. What are the rules to be followed for sharing of profits? You have to say, if there is no agreement, then partners must share profits and losses equally. Interest on capital. Partners have invested capital in the business. Is there any interest on that capital? If there is an interest on capital, that must be mentioned in the agreement. 9%, 4%, 5% interest on capital provided to partners on their capital. That must be mentioned in the agreement. If there is no agreement, then no interest is payable to the partner. What is your answer? In the absence of partnership deed, then what is the rule you will follow of the Indian Partnership Act of 1932 regarding interest on capital? No interest is payable on partners' capital. Suppose if the interest on capital, how much percent of interest on capital payable to the partner is written in the agreement, according to that rate the interest is payable to the partner. If there is no agreement, then no interest is payable to the partner. Interest on drawing. Partners have withdrawn money from the business for their personal use, and that amount partners have to pay interest. the rate of interest on drawing must be mentioned in the agreement. That time that rate will be applicable. If there is no agreement, then no partner is entitled to pay interest on capital. No partner is entitled to pay interest on drawings. Okay, partner will not pay any interest on drawings if there is a absence of partnership deed. Interest on loan or advance. Sometimes partner has given an advance to the partnership firm. Advance, loan, partner has given, in addition to capital, partner has given loan to the firm. On that loan, on that advance, business has to pay the interest. Partnership business has to pay the interest. The rate of interest must be mentioned in the partnership agreement. That rate will be applicable. If there is no partnership deed, if the rate is not mentioned in the partnership agreement, that time 6% interest is payable to the partner on his advance. 6% interest. Last, remuneration for firm work. Sometimes partners will work in the business, extra work. They will do some extra work in the business. For that, they have to get salary or commission. Their salary or commission must be mentioned in the agreement. If the agreement is silent, if there is no agreement, salary of a partner, commission of a partner, if it is not mentioned in the agreement, then no remuneration is payable to the partner. Okay. So, in the absence of partnership deed, what are the provisions applicable to the following rules? The provisions of the Indian Partnership Act of 1932 will be applicable to the following items. One is profit sharing ratio equally. Partners have to share profits and losses equally. Interest on capital, no interest is allowed on partners' capital. Interest on drawing, no interest is charged on partners' drawings. Interest on loan, 6% interest is allowed on partners' loan. Remuneration for firm work, no salary, no commission, no remuneration is payable to the partner. Okay. So these are the things you have to keep in mind. Next, methods of partners account. Partners accounts, whatever the partners get the benefit, whatever partners has to pay the benefit, so that will be recorded in partners accounts. Partners accounts will be maintained by two methods: fixed capital method, fluctuating capital method. Okay. Let's start with the fixed capital method. Fixed capital method is a method under which the capital balance of partners remains fixed year after year. Suppose last year 2019 the capital balance of partners is 20,000. 2020 also the capital balance of partner is 20,000. 2021 also the capital balance of partner is 20,000. So the capital balance of partners will not change unless the partner has introduced additional capital or the partner has withdrawn some part of the capital. If the partner has withdrawn some part of the capital or partner has introduced some additional capital, then the balance will change. So exceptions to this, exceptions to this, the partner capital will not change. Okay. The capital balance of partner will not change. Under fixed capital method, two accounts were maintained. Two partners accounts were maintained. One is partners capital accounts. Second one is partner current accounts. In case of partner capital account, only capital balance of partner is recorded. In partner capital account, only capital balance of partner, additional capital will be recorded in partner's capital account. All other adjustments like partner received interest on capital, partner paid interest on drawings, partner received interest, salary or commission, partner got profit from the firm. So all the other entries will be recorded in partner's current accounts. What is here? The capital balance of partner is recorded in partner capital account. and all other entries like interest on capital, interest on drawing, salary, commission, share of profit, the other entries will be recorded in partner's current account. Because of this type of recording, what is the type of recording? Capital balance is recorded in partner capital account. All other adjustments were recorded in partner current account. If in this way if you record, then the capital balance of partner remains fixed year after year. That is why this method is called fixed capital method. Fluctuating capital method. Fluctuating, by the name itself, fluctuating, change. Fluctuating capital method is a method under which the capital balance of partner changes from year to year. For example, the capital balance of partner in 2019 is 52,000. In 2020, it becomes 65,000, 63,000 or any other amount. In 2021, again it will change. So the capital balance of partner will changes from year to year. That is why it is called as fluctuating capital system. Why the capital balance of partner will change? Because in this method, only one partner's account is maintained. That is partner capital account. Only partner capital account is maintained, no current account. Only partner capital account is maintained. Capital balance of partner is recorded in partner capital account, and all other entries like interest on capital, interest on drawing, salary, commission, share of profit, all other entries were also recorded in partner's capital account. All the entries, capital and all other adjustments will be recorded in only one account, that is partner capital account. That is why the capital balance of partner will changes from year to year. Balance brought down, the opening balance will be some different amount and the closing balance will be some different amount because of taking the various entries in partner's capital account. So the capital balance of partner will changes from year to year. This method is called as fluctuating capital method. Okay, so we have studied these are the basic concepts of partnership accounting. Now you have to learn about the preparation of profit and loss appropriation account. Actually, in final accounts of partnership firm, you have trading account, but you will not prepare trading account here. It is not included in your syllabus. You have profit and loss account, trading account, profit and loss account, profit and loss appropriation account, balance sheet. Trading account, profit and loss account, balance sheet you will not prepare because it is not included in your syllabus. Only one account you have to prepare, that is profit and loss appropriation account. You will get a 6-mark question on that problem. Appropriation account. Profit and loss appropriation account is an account prepared to appropriate the net profit. To appropriate the net profit means you will take the gross profit from trading account to profit and loss account. You will take the net profit from profit and loss account to profit and loss appropriation account. Okay, so profit and loss appropriation account is an account prepared to appropriate net profit among various adjustments like interest on capital, interest on drawing, salary, commission and other expenses. So you will take the net profit from profit and loss account. You will add all the incomes like income received by partnership firm, that is interest on drawing, you will add. Net profit from profit and loss account you will take. Interest on drawing you will add. Total amount. Out of that, what the firm has to pay to partner, firm has to pay interest on capital to partner, salary to partner, commission to partner. That you will deduct, and whatever the remaining profits is there, that remaining profit will be divided among partner. For that purpose, we will prepare an account. That account is called profit and loss appropriation account. The name is appropriation. Appropriation means divide the net profit among various adjustments, and whatever the remaining profits is there, that remaining profits you divide among all the partners according to their profit sharing ratio. For that, you will prepare an account. That account is called profit and loss appropriation account. So profit and loss appropriation, for profit and loss appropriation account, apply the rule of nominal account. Debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Okay. Debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. See, debit all expenses and loss. Interest on capital. Partners have invested capital in the business. So for that, on that capital, business will pay the interest. It is an expenses to business, record on the debit side. Salary or commission to partner. Partner will do some extra work in the business. So for that, business will pay salary or commission. Business will pay salary or commission. That is why it is an expenses to business, record on the debit side. These three entries will be on the debit side. Interest on capital, salary to partner, commission to partner. Two entries on the credit side. Net profit from partnership firm, interest on drawing. Partners has withdrawn money from the business and that interest is charged on partners' drawings. Business, it is an income to the business, record on the credit side. So, interest on capital paid by business to firm. Salary commission paid by interest on capital paid by business firm to partners. Interest on capital paid by firm to partners. Salary and commission paid by firm to partners. Interest on drawing received by firm from partners. It is an income to the business. So record on the credit side. Net profit and interest on drawing will be recorded on the credit side. Debit side, interest on capital, salary and commission will be recorded on the debit side. And whatever the difference amount is there, remaining profit, surplus profit, that surplus profit will be divided among all the partners according to their profit sharing ratio. For that, we have to prepare an account that is called profit and loss appropriation account. So in the next class, we will learn how to prepare the profit and loss appropriation account. So today's class, this is the topics we have covered in today's class. Thank you.